Welcome and study with Tanzania Institute of Education.
Yes, my dear Form 6 students, you are warmly welcome to join with this lesson related to geography for A-level students. Today, we make a focus on the topic of water masses, but the topic of water masses has a number of subtopics. One of the subtopics is of river system. But today, we are going to concentrate on the concept of river rejuvenation. We are going to study it by taking into consideration of certain guiding questions. Here we have several guiding questions, and we start with question number 1, which is describe the main types of river rejuvenation. Basically, we are to give types of river rejuvenation. But we should start by giving the meaning of river rejuvenation. Then we should proceed to give the main types of river rejuvenation. River rejuvenation is about the renewal, or you may say restimulation, of erosive activity in the river system following the increase of water velocity. This commonly occurs in the lower course. Class, river rejuvenation is of the following types. So here now we have types of river rejuvenation. The main types, by taking into consideration on how river rejuvenation occurs, are 3. 1, dynamic river rejuvenation. 2, static river rejuvenation. 3, static river rejuvenation. So this should be narrated. Now, to start with dynamic river rejuvenation, consider the word dynamic. Dynamic means change. So considerable to that, dynamic river rejuvenation is the one which occurs following the change of water flow gradient. In the lower course, the gradient of water flow is more gentle, but it may change by becoming gentle as the landscape with the river uplifted. Look here. Class, look here. Landscape with the river. The gradient of water flow is more gentle, but this is before land uplift by tectonic activities. Here, the landscape is uplifted by tectonic activities. Because of uplift, after the incidence, the gradient of water flow does not remain the same, used to change by becoming gentle. By being gentle, the speed of water does not remain the same. The speed of water increases. As the speed of water increases, rate of erosion, power of erosion also increases. This is the renewal of erosive activity. But this has occurred because of the change of water flow gradient. So this is what we used to say, dynamic river rejuvenation. The second type is of static river rejuvenation. Consider this diagram here. The landscape in the lower course whose gradient more gentle, but the gradient does not change. Instead, the volume of water in the river system increases. As the volume of water in the river system increases, there is some sort of competence. Because of the competence, speed of water does not remain the same. Speed of water used to increase. As the speed of water increases in response to the increase of water volume, obviously renewal of erosive activity occur. But the renewal of erosive activity here does not involve the change of water flow gradient. As it does not involve the change of water flow gradient, we used to call it as a static river rejuvenation. It has occurred because of the increase of water volume. Water volume used to increase because of occurrence of heavy rainfall. Sometimes river capture may make this. Also, ice melting used to influence the same. The third type is of eustatic river rejuvenation. Look here. Eustatic river rejuvenation used to occur without significant change of water flow gradient. Also, the volume of water in the river system does not change. Instead, this influenced to occur as sea level falls. Look here, the level of water in the sea almost the same to that in the river. Now, if sea level falls, there is some sort of gap here created. This used to influence water in the river system to flow at high speed. As water flows at high speed, erosive power renewed, and that is what we used to say river rejuvenation. So class, as we are to give the many types of river rejuvenation, these are the ones. Dynamic river rejuvenation, static river rejuvenation, eustatic river rejuvenation. Remember, we used to give the types as we take into consideration the mode of occurrence. The three are of distinctive mode of occurrence. I hope we are together here. So the question we have needs you to give what make the occurrence of river rejuvenation. Factors that influence river rejuvenation. Factors are considerable to those which make different ways of river rejuvenation occurrence. We have already seen river rejuvenation occurs as water flow gradient increases. Now, what makes the increase of water flow gradient? Of course, axis movements, or sometimes we used to say tectonic activities. Therefore, tectonic activities recognized and established being one of the factors influencing river rejuvenation. Water flow, river rejuvenation used to occur as the volume of water in the river system increases. The volume of water in the river system increases because of heavy rainfall, because of river capture, because of ice melting, and thus the three are the other factors influencing river rejuvenation. We have also seen river rejuvenation used to occur as sea level falls. So what makes the fall of the sea level recognized and established being considerable factors for the occurrence of river rejuvenation? This includes tectonic activities as well as glaciation. Therefore, define river rejuvenation, give types of river rejuvenation, then here we continue now to give factors influencing river rejuvenation. One, tectonic activities. The same to say axis movements. This considerable factor influence river rejuvenation in two varied ways. One, increases the gradient of water flow, and two, subsidence of oceanic flow. Another factor, we have climatic change by the occurrence of heavy rains. This influences river rejuvenation by increasing the volume of water discharge in the river system. Three, river capture. It is about the diversion of a river system into the system of another river. Another river into which a river diverged in geographical perspective understood as a pirate river. Now, in the pirate river, volume of water increases. As the volume of water increases, the velocity of water increases, and thus erosive power does not remain the same. Erosive power is stimulated to make what we used to say river rejuvenation. 4, ice melting. This, like river capture, like climatic change, also increases the volume of water in the river system. It means it influences river rejuvenation by increasing the volume of water in the river system. 5, glaciation. When we talk of glaciation, we mean occurrence of glaciers over landscapes as water frozen. This reduces the volume of water in the oceanic basin. As the volume of water in the oceanic basin lowered, sea level does not remain the same. Sea level falls. As the sea level falls, water in the river stimulated to flow at high speed. As water flows at high speed, erosive activity renewed. So as we are to give factors influence river rejuvenation, we are to give the ones which make dynamic, static, as well as a static river rejuvenation. And they are definitely these tectonic activities, and the others have been given here. So class, the way on how the question has been asked, these are the factors which are supposed to appear to meet the demand of the question, and therefore we are through here with question number 2. As we are through with question number 2, let us make a potential progress to look another question. The question itself is, account for the resultant landforms related to river rejuvenation. My dear students, up to this extent, as we can regard to what we had with the question number 1 and number 2, we are competent enough with the river rejuvenation. We know for sure that that is the renewal of erosive activity in the river system. As in the river system, erosion renewed, the physical appearance does not remain the same of the river profile. The river profile is made to have new physical appearance. The river profile is made to have secondary appearance. Now the secondary appearance, the new physical appearance that has resulted because of river rejuvenation, because of the renewal of erosive activity, we regard it being landform related to river rejuvenation. These are about 5. So here now, we give resultant landforms of river rejuvenation, but start by defining river rejuvenation, and briefly give it is 3 types. Now, the main resultant landforms related to river rejuvenation include the following. 1, valley within the valley. 2, neck point. 3, river terraces. 4, incised meanders. And 5, abandoned meanders. Now, these landforms should be elaborated. You are to give the nature of specific landform. For instance, valley within the valley, you should give it its appearance. 2, you should say the mode of its occurrence, how it has been formed by river rejuvenation. It is also important to include diagrams. You can illustrate here the occurrence of valley within the valley relatively to river rejuvenation. Make similar mode with unique point, river terraces, incised meanders, abandoned meanders. Now to start with the valley within the valley. Look here. This is river valley. Before river rejuvenation. Here we have valley during river rejuvenation. Here we have valley after rejuvenation. Now this is what we used to say valley within the valley. It occurs as the bottom of the river valley retreated following the renewal of erosive activity. Because of the retreat, the level does not remain the same. The level lowered. By being lowered, a valley used to develop within another the valley. And thus, valley within the valley understood as a deep, long, narrow, steeply sided valley within another. This also known as rejuvenated gorge. So two, we have unique point here. My students, look here. This is river profile. Yes, it is before rejuvenation. We have river profile. This is during rejuvenation. We have river profile after rejuvenation. My students, at here, there is a sharp break, sudden fall of the riverbed. The sudden fall of the riverbed, this is what we used to call it as a unique point. It normally develops at where river started to renew erosive activity. You can follow the diagrams. This is before. At here, river started to renew erosive activity. From this point of start, the river bottom, the river flow retreated. By being retreated, its level does not remain the same. It is level lowered. Now where where a river started to renew erosive activity, there is the occurrence of sharp break. Now, this sharp break is considerable feature. We used to call it as a nick point. Then we have a feature of incised meander. Look here, class. This diagram, you follow, is of river meander. Before rejuvenation. We have this considerable diagram. It is also of river meander, but during rejuvenation. This diagram is of river meander after rejuvenation. Now look here. This is the river meander. If speed of water considerably high, the sides of the bank get eroded, get worn out, get removed. By being removed, the river meander observed to have no similar appearance, observed to have new physical appearance. Now, new physical appearance resulted after the banks of the curved river channel, we used to say incised meanders. So this is before, during river rejuvenation. This is after river rejuvenation. The sides have been cut, so this is what we used to say incised meander. 4, river terraces. River terraces commonly develop if floodplain of the river renewed. Look here. Here we have floodplain before river rejuvenation. Here we have floodplain during rejuvenation. This is floodplain after rejuvenation. As the floodplain rejuvenated, the flow eroded. By being eroded, lowered. It means here there is some sort of both vertical and lateral erosion. But some parts of the plain, especially where flood water do not reach, remain high comparatively to other eroded parts. So the parts which high are what we used to say river terraces. So this is the river terrace. This is the river terrace. We mean the parts which have not been laterally eroded during rejuvenation. Here we have abandoned meander. Look here. This is river meander before rejuvenation. During rejuvenation, after rejuvenation. So this is what we used to say, abandoned meander. As this part eroded, as this part progressively eroded, may get extended to here. As it gets extended, flow of water may concentrate. As the flow of water concentrates through this way, this part of the river automatically disappear, automatically die, so it becomes no longer meander of the river. By being no longer meander of the river, we used to call it abandoned meander. So abandoned meander is another feature of river rejuvenation. So class, I would like you to understand these features are what you considered to influence river profile. The occurrence of this feature, river profile is made to have no similar physical appearance. River profile is made to have secondary appearance, new physical appearance. So river rejuvenation commonly influences river profile by forming certain landforms which have already been given here. So my dear students, I think we are steadily together. You have not been lost on the way. So we are through with question number 3. As we are through with question number 3, let us make potential progress looking question number 4 here. So question number 4, explain the occurrence of erosional features in the lower course of river profile. Class, let us be together with this. When we talk of river profile, we mean the entire section of the river from where it starts to where it ends. Here, river starts. Here, river ends. The source, the mounds. So from the source to the mounds, there is considerable length. The length of the river is what we used to say river profile. Now, with the aid of diagram we have, river profile is not entirely the same. It is observed to have remarkable varied parties. We have parties of steep slope. We have parties of gentle slope. And we have parties of more gentle slope. This distinctively known as upper course. This distinctively known as middle course. While this distinctively known as lower course. So the question we have needs us to explain the occurrence of erosional features in the lower course. Lower course has a more gentle slope. This lowers water velocity. As the water velocity lowered, river encouraged it to perform gritty deposition. So commonly enough, in the lower course, a river performs deposition activity. But in the lower course, water velocity may increase because of the change of water flow gradient, because of increase of water volume, because of the sea level. As water velocity increases, the rate of erosion renewed, and that makes a fluvial phenomena known as river rejuvenation. Therefore, erosional features in the lower course are considerable to those produced by fluvial phenomena of river rejuvenation. It means features of river rejuvenation which we have given with the question number 3 should appear in this question number 4 here, because in the lower course, erosional features formed as erosive power renewed, and that is river rejuvenation. So erosional features in the lower course are considerably to the ones formed by fluvial process of river rejuvenation. So we have here valley within the valley. This results as erosive activity renewed. 2, Nicky Point. 3, river terraces. 4, incised meanders. So this should be elaborated. You should explain on how they are formed in the lower course relatively to river rejuvenation. In that, give the nature of valley within the valley, the way it is formed. Give the nature of Nicky Point, the way it is formed by river rejuvenation. Give the nature of river terraces and the way on how formed by river rejuvenation. Give the nature of incised meanders and how formed by river rejuvenation. You can buy the same we had with the question number 3. So class, the way the question has been set, we are basically supposed to give features of river rejuvenation because these are commonly found in the lower course. River rejuvenation is commonly experienced in the lower course. So the resultant features are the ones predominate in the lower course. So here we are through with the question number 4. Yeah, my dear students, I hope you have enjoyed it. As we are about to end the class, I would like to give you the following questions.
Let's study, be educated.
So let us end up here for today. We will meet in the next time. Goodbye.